Hi, welcome back to Coldstream Rod Shop. I'm Derek Fraser. Welcome to 2022. Happy New Year, everybody. Going to go over today what we've been working on, the 32 pickup and the 3-window coupe. As most of you know who have built hot rods, one of the things is when you go to work on something, you work on it and then all of a sudden you need a little nut or a bolt or something you just don't have. So you got to order it, go get it. Been dealing with a tremendous amount of that this past week, so done a whole lot of little things on the 32 pickup and the 3-window coupe for the Milkman. So come on inside and I'll show you what we've been up to. As I said, a lot of the stuff I've been working on is small stuff, takes a whole lot of time. One of the things I needed to do was find a home for the horn. I don't know if the camera lady can look up underneath there or not, but I ultimately had to put it up there between the cross member and the frame. So deciding where to put it and putting it in obviously takes time. Simple little thing, but you got to find a home for it. Another thing I had to do was hook up the fuel line, even though the engine isn't running just yet. It's been running before. So I wanted to do something a little neater, a little tidier than a piece of hose and hose clamps. So I decided to go with AN6 fittings. So had to order in the 90s, the connection, and there's my fuel filter here. And just trying to make it nice and neat and detailed. Comes up here. We really wanted to stick to the black theme, so it's steel, it's black steel braided line. Just kind of finishes it off kind of thing. Another thing which was quite challenging to figure out where to put, this is a Ford and a Ford, so I needed to put the starter relay. I didn't want it up on the firewall. I didn't want it, somewhere it's ugly. So ultimately I decided to put it down here next to the frame, and I had to make the line here going from the relay to the starter. Another little thing, as I mentioned before, when you're doing the wiring, you need a really, really good ground. So that's a 2-gauge wire that's grounded to the block and then to the frame. This line here is going to go to the alternator, which we've ordered, which will eventually get here. That's one of the things right now, probably a lot of you know. Getting parts is quite challenging right now. A lot of back-ordered stuff. And of course, over the Christmas holidays, it takes time to get here. So the alternator's been ordered. It's ready to go on. Another thing we did on this was I had the radiator in place exactly where it was supposed to go. I needed to mount the grill shell on it and locate it with regards to the hood. So it took quite a bit of back and forth, making sure that I had the right measurement from here to here and there to there. So the grill shell is actually drilled and mounted in place where it needs to be. The fan for the radiator, I've mounted it this way before. I've got the little plastic attachment pieces that go through the radiator. I've used it for 6 years on the Model A. It works quite well. Some people like to make a little brackets, but the risk is that the fan would sit too far forward. This fan actually sits in place and the grill shell fits in there. Clearance is great. Another thing I had to do was mount the defrost and then drill the holes and put the grommets here. So this car, we're putting a defrost and a heater into it because we want to run the car a little longer. I think if you go around the other side, we can show them where the defrost is mounted on the inside of the car. That'll do it too. So there's the Vintage Air defrost. mounted to the firewall. Still have to run the hoses up through the dash. And as probably a lot of you have seen before, if you follow my videos, here's the grooves that we cut in the dash for it. I think that covers most of the stuff that I worked on this past week on the 32 pickup. Sucked a seat back into it as well. There's still a whole bunch of tiny little things, as most of you know, when you're doing this, that you've got to hook up and put in the right place and do a nice neat job. Over on the Milkman's 32 3-window, one of the things on the previous episode, I had the exterior door handles mounted. What we were waiting for was this mechanism here that we bought from the US, a place called Rocky Hinge. It's basically, I'll insert a picture of what it looks like. And essentially it's like a lever here. And between the lever, I ran a bicycle cable over here to the bear claw latch. So again, we'll insert a picture. The other thing with the 32 3-window handles, there's no spring mechanism into them, kind of like what there is with the 32 pickup. It's just a straight handle. So I had to basically go out and find a spring here so it would return. So there it is, locked in place. It releases. Same thing from the outside. I had to do this on this side and the other side. Now, it being a fiberglass car, it was a little more challenging on the other side for some reason or other, because the fiberglass dipped in, so there's a lot more adjustments, but it went in the same way. Just finished this one up today, but same thing. So now we have inner and outer door handles for the Milkman's 32 3-window. We got the carpet in this week as well and the binding, so next up we'll be laying the carpet, and then now that I've got the positioning for the inner door handles here, we'll make the inner door panels. We have some upholstery that will go over it. If we're happy with it, we'll put it on. If not, the camera lady is going to make some new stuff if she doesn't like it. Also, the headliner goes in, but we'll cover that as we go. But that's where we are on the 32 pickup and what we've been doing on the 32 3-window, helping out the Milkman. If you have any questions, please send us a message. Like I said, at the end of this video, we're going to insert a visit we did today over with the Gaudet's Hot Rods and show you the Henry J. Gasser they've been working on. We covered in a previous episode of a visit there, and we'll put a link at the end of the video. That's it for now. Happy New Year, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it. It's not much, but it's a whole bunch of little things going into making a hot rod. So anyway, take care. See you next time. Hi, we're at Gaudet's Hot Rod Shop in Milford today, just showing you where they're at with the Henry J. They've got it pretty much all together now. The engine's in, the body's on the frame. We've got the 392 Hemi in place. The thing starts up and rolls. I think all they have left to do right now is bleed the brakes before they put it on the road. The theme of this is more like a gasser drag car. Here's the inside. They're just doing a brushed aluminum panel insert. So pretty much everything is done right now. Just wanted to show you where they're at because we showed this on a previous episode. Tony's still working on his 5-window. Lots to do on that. And then, of course, here's the 32 3-window that we brought back. He's got his frame rails all ready to set up to start building the frame for the 3-window. And then of course Senior is still working on his 32 Roadster, also with a 392. That's it. Just wanted to show you where they're at right now. I thought you'd like to see the Henry J. There's another picture of it there. Anyways, that's it. Hopefully you enjoyed. We'll keep you updated.